Let's get it on. I can't remember. I hate it. Okay, so got my new sponge that I bought the other day from someplace in Bulgaria and Sofia, and I'm going to use the Maybelline Fit Me Poreless. No, Maybelline Fit Me, yes, matte and poreless in the shade 250. So this is for normal to oily skin with clay. Not sure what that means. But anyway, this is probably a little bit light again. It's really weird. I keep using. So I'm going to dab it. Ooh, dab it on my face like I normally do, all over. Not directly onto the nose. Well, she says. It's not coming out. Let's show you the consistency of this, shall we? I'm guessing that probably a lot of you have got this or use it. I think it's a medium coverage, I would say. It's going to be less than that because when I use this, well, I'm not use this particular one. It tends to use more product and spread it out, and I've just wiped it all off with my cloth, and I probably will need some more now. But if you've been here for any length of time, you know that I don't like full coverage. I like as a little coverage as possible, but just I want to keep my look, make my skin look the same consistency, the same. Put that light on. Oh, hang on a minute. Bit better. The same. I can't remember. The same. I wanted to have the same colour. For God's sake. Oh, what do we say? So I used this before years ago and I really didn't like it. So I thought I'd pick it up before I came overseas to have another go. My mirror's so dirty, I can't see anything in it. Hang on. Bit cleaning. Okay. Sorry about that, my phone went. Right, I've lost my ball thing already. It's bounced off somewhere. Right, okay. Anyway, that's good enough coverage for me. Actually, it's not a bad shade. Yeah, that's really weird. My arms are very brown, but the rest of me is not. So that's how it is. I'm going to use my under eye concealer. I'm going to do a whole video on this. I've obviously been incredibly late to the party. I've got Maybelline Eraser Instant Anti-Age Eraser. Is this the Age Rewind one? Is this the one that everyone raves about? I hate it with a passion. Every time, I'll show you. I'm going to get you closer. Let's get closer. Let's get it on. Right, I'll tell you what my issue is. Every time I put it on, it gets stuck in all of these little pores here, and I get loads and loads of white dots. But I'm going to show you. I'm going to do one side with a brush, and then I'm going to do the other side with my finger. Need to move my mirror closer. I'm definitely not using too much because that's all I'm putting on in the corner and on the outside. So, brush. Oh, that wind's getting on my nerves, sorry. So I've just got I think that's empty. Yes, just a brush, a fluffy eyeshadow brush. Oh, hair everywhere. And I'm going to blend this out. Oh, ouch. Straight into my eye. Has it done it? Hang on. I need to have a closer look. It's very drying. I find it very drying. Right, let's do the side with my finger. Sorry, I can hear someone. Oh, just poked myself in the eye. I can hear someone banging. They're digging up their potatoes today, and the field next door. Okay. There you go, it's done it there. Can you see? I don't know if you can see. All of those white dots. But it didn't happen with the brush. Let me try and brush it off. No, look. What am I doing wrong? Because it's actually quite light. The coverage is quite light, which I quite like. But I hope you can see that. I hope the camera can pick it up. I just don't know. I'm sure this is the one that everyone raves about. Multi-use concealer, and I got the shade 06. Let me So that's what we're dealing with. I'm not sure if it's too light, but I don't know. It actually looks not too bad on that side, so let's put some powder on anyway and see how we get on. This is my Maybelline Fit Me, just the translucent powder in shade 10. My eye's going to start watering now because I poked it. Using one of these little triangle things. I've got loads of these from Amazon, so I'm not really buying any of those. Just dust under my eyes, and then see if the spots will disappear on this side. So I bought this with me on the journey to try and use it. Obviously, you know, thought I'd be tired, be driving all that way, and 8 hours a day, 4 hours. Johnny would drive 4. No, look. This side. I just think my skin looks really dry in there now. Anyway, it is what it is. Okie dokie. Right, so what else did I buy? I'm going to put on this new Fenty Matchstick concealer. No, it's not a concealer. It is a concealer stick in the shade Amber. Now, I thought this was the same shade as my Kevin O'Quan, which I brought with me, and I want to do a couple of swatches because this is what I use typically as my contour. I don't contour very much now. I'm on hot overseas, and I use the shade Medium. So let's put some of that on my hand. There. So that's the Kevin O'Quan in the shade Medium. Now I'm going to draw this on next to it. Have a go anyway. Actually, that's over the top of the concealer. That's not going to work, is it? So I'll just trim it. Okay, right. So that hopefully will show you the difference. I'm going to have a look now. So the Fenty one looks much cooler, much grayer. I've used it a couple of times. I don't really know how I feel about it. So I'm going to do it here. So I'll kind of match up with the top of my ear. I'll put too much on. Typical. Here. And I'm going to do a bit up here and a bit up there, because that's what everybody else does, isn't it? Let's be honest. You can tell now it's just not the right colour, is it? It looks like snail snot. I feel like contouring my nose, but I don't need to because my nose is perfect. Right, okay, let's blend it out with something. Oh, help me. Right, okay. This brush has got... This is the Real Techniques. I haven't got my glasses either. This is the Sculpt... No, hang on. Wait a minute. Can't see. Oh, there we go. Setting brush. Okay, we're not going to be using it for setting. Put my hair behind my ears. And I'm just going to rub it. Because that's what all the other people do. And the thing is, I mean, I can tell now that that's on, camera's back to front, so I can't even point to where I think it is. And I'm just doing the same thing here. Not coming down too far because I don't necessarily want it to be very noticeable. I'm just going to work. And then these bits up here, this is going to be fun, isn't it? Swirl it around. It does go. It does disappear, really, into my hairline. I'm not really sure if it does anything, to be honest. Apart from probably look like I've had a fight. So yeah, so I'm a little bit disappointed, but I think it's probably my colour choice. What do you think? Yeah, look, it's just like a grey, isn't it? Can you tell if it's done anything? Do you think it's done anything? I mean, definitely there, I can see. I can't see how it translates onto camera. There's a horse down there. Can't see how that translates onto camera. But anyway, so that's a contour. Now I'm going to put a bit of powder on my face. A bit of setting powder. Back to the old setting powder because I forgot to do it before. Hidden it with my cloth. Tap it off. Putting a little bit over my chin. I can't find a better one than this. I've got the tiny bit because I'm going to put blush on in a minute. What I will say is, if you've got non-existent eyebrows like me and you're going to draw them on, putting powder on top of your eyebrows after you've put your foundation on is a must, because it helps the waxy pen grip onto your eyebrows. Right, okay, I'm going to put on bronzer. So I don't know if you guys have actually seen me use the Charlotte Tilbury bronzer. I'm really sorry if you have. I'm using it, I don't use it so much because, you know, it's a bit bougie, isn't it? But it is enormous. So, and I've seen so many people hit pan with this, so I'm going to give you a hack. What's that there? Don't know. I don't know if it's a real hack, and I don't know if it's even going to work, but I'm going to try. I've decided to go over like that, do a Z. So I'm covering every part of the bronzer. So I don't understand, I'm not going to get a hole in it, am I? Please say no, I'm not. I'm trying to put the same amount of pressure on because I want my money's worth. Okay, squash the brush so it's flat. And I'm going to have a sun-kissed look, so I'm going to put it here as well. Remember, when we catch the sun, we catch it all over the bridge of the nose. Do my Z again. Squash the brush. And I got, sorry, I should have said, I got the shade 2. Medium. Oh, moyen, if you're French. I guess that's French. And a little bit over the contour. See, this is the thing, I don't quite understand what the difference is if you're doing it over the top of your contour. What was the point of the contour? Maybe someone who knows what they're doing could answer in the questions below. Comments below, not questions. I always put a bit on my chin. Don't know why, always put a bit on my chin. So, going for the sun-kissed look. And my bronzer. That's a brush I've got in spare, a brush that I've washed. And I bought Pom Pom from Benefit because it smells nice, and I like this. I like the name of it, Pom Pom. I love pom poms. Yeah, it's quite a nice colour actually. I'll do a swatch for you, shall I? As we're into swatches. There you go. It's quite a deeper pink than it appears actually. And I just put one. Sorry, the dogs are barking. One push in and one flick away. And I'm just now, for my blusher, I'm just putting it here on my chubby bit. No, nothing past this bit here. You hear that horse? And I'm pulling it up all the way to my temple. This I'm finding is the best blusher application placement. That sounds posh, doesn't it? Placement for me. Same again on the chubby bit, just to the left of my eyebrow. Pushing. See, the brush does the work for you. It kind of pushes it out. I've got a mole up there. Mole. I don't know if it's a mole. A tiny bit on my nose. The horse is running, but it's got a thing around its neck. Come back. That's it. Tiny bit on my chin again. Just love putting everything on my chin. So I'm now going to blend it. It's just a fluffy brush that's just used for blending. I'm just going to blend that to make sure that there's no harsh edges. Everything looks different on the camera. I can see, when real life, can't really see much definition, but on the camera it kind of picks up on things that you would never see in real life. So I think I've come down a little bit too far there, really. So that's my blush application. Sometimes I take it a little bit higher. Should we do that? Should I take it a little bit higher into my hairline so you can see the difference? Because it's quite natural, isn't it, to have the sun there. And for me, the sun is a ready thing. So that's the side with, and that's the side without. I'm not using highlighter here at the moment because, believe it or not, it's 25 degrees today. It's been quite rainy, but it gets quite humid and quite hot, so I'm not using anything to make me shiny, because in 1 hour I will be shiny. Okay, right, I'm still not enjoying how this looks, but we'll continue the process. What else have I got new? I'm going to put on now my eyebrows, and I'm going to speed through this. I just use the Shein eyebrow pencils, double-ended. Ooh. I'm just going to speed through this. No, I'm not going to speed through this. While I'm doing my eyebrows, I'm just going to talk about what we did yesterday. So yesterday was Wednesday. We went into town, did the shop. I had my hair cut. I paid £10 for a haircut. I just basically wanted the ends cutting off because it's been 14 weeks now since I've been to a hairdresser, and it was beginning to look a little bit ratty. So in order for my hair to continue growing, I have to keep it cutting it because my hair is so fine, and I have it up quite a lot because it's so warm here and the ends just get crappy. So I booked an appointment and walked in. I said, can I come for a haircut? She said, yes, tomorrow at 10 o'clock. And I went to have a haircut. If anyone of you follow me on Instagram, you would have noticed that Johnny had done my roots for me. Not fantastic. There's still some grey there because it's my fault. I told him to come down a couple of centimetres when he was doing the parting and everything. But because I've been here for 14 weeks, my grey's all the way down here. It's like bloody 4 inches of grey. I don't know what happened there. It's because he's driving me bonkers. Not really. Anyway, so I went and had my hair cut, came back, sorted the shopping out, and then we decided to take dogs for a nice walk. It's later than normal in the day. Anyway, so we walked up the hill. We decided which way we're going to go. We walked up the hill, and I could hear this meow, 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 this kitten. And there was a kitten that was probably 6 weeks old. He was stuck in a fence in an area that was nowhere near where anyone lived. So we were, I took him to, we walked all the way back down through the village, took him to the shop and said, look, I found this kitten. It was caught up in the fence. Is there an organisation that can help me find a home for him, because he's too young to be really away from his mother. But there was, actually he's probably not too young, 6 weeks, maybe he's 7 or 8, but he's just quite small. Is there something I can do? And she just looked at me and said, nobody lives in the village. I use Google Translate on the phone, so I said, is there something I can do? Can I put a poster up? And she was just like, nope, nobody lives here permanently. So, I mean, just a bit of history on this village that we're in, Leshten in Bulgaria. The census from 4 years ago says that 11 people live here permanently. Now nobody does. That bloody shit. They're nowhere near level. Oh my god, look, that's what happens when you talk to me. So we decided to, I took him into there's one restaurant here, for the people who visit rather than live. What am I going to do? I'm just going to leave it. I'm not going anywhere. Yeah, so we took him to the restaurant and said, look, this is what's happened. We found this kitten. The guy spoke perfect English, and he just said nobody would be interested. It's just, there's just so many stray dogs and stray cats. It just is the way it is here. So Johnny and I had a long conversation. What do we do? What do we do? So I said, look, let's take him home. Let's give him a food. Obviously, he's got worms, a really fat tummy, no fleas, no ticks. Other than that, typically, looked like he was in quite good health, actually. So we brought him home. I brought him upstairs, put him on the balcony where I'm sitting now because it's safe. It's a big area. He can run around. I gave him some tuna and a hot dog sausage because they don't even sell dog food at the shop, the village shop. So yeah, I fed him and he gobbled it up like, of course, a stray kitten would do. And then we had a long conversation. Johnny came upstairs and, you know, what do we do? Do we take him back to where we found him? Do we give him half of Dolly's worming tablet? You know, what do you do? Do you take him to the vets to get neutered? Well, he's obviously way too young. Dogs, way too young for that. So, I finished my eyebrows in record time. I'm going to pluck them while I talk to you. So yeah, what we decided was we played with him upstairs for a little bit. Then we made him a bed in the garden and we turned a chair upside down with a towel under a table in case it rained. Because obviously he's used to being outside in the elements. We didn't want to make him feel like he's penned in because if he has been looking after himself for all that time, he's used to being outside, and if he wanted to go over the fence, which is very small, or between the railings, he could go. So that was the decision that we made. We played with him in the garden for a couple of hours, and he was just blissfully unaware. The dogs were going mad, of course, as they would do. Still going mad now, giving the story away. So we left him in the garden, food. I've actually got puppy food for Dolly at the moment because she's losing weight, so we gave him some puppy food. It's not ideal, but it's better than hot dog sausages, and some water, and we came to bed. Came downstairs this morning, 6:30, something like that. Gone, and there was a massive poo on the steps coming up to the fence. And I thought it was a fox's poo, and I just thought a fox had come and got him. And that was it, you know. It was just like, well, if that's the case, he's either gone somewhere, or the fox has had him. But he had a really good last meal, and he got played with and cuddles and what have you. And then about an hour and a half later, I was making coffee. Actually, I was putting my shoulder of lamb in the slow cooker, and I heard this noise, and he was outside, and he'd either jumped over the fence and gone downstairs into there's like a big bushy area. And as soon as John went out to see him, he came kind of out of the bushes. And so I'm waiting for the neighbours to come because the neighbours are locals. They live down in the main town. And I'm hoping that they'll give me the name of somebody, if there is an organisation like Blue Cross or we have in England, or, you know, RSPCA, where you can call them and say, I've got this kitten. If not, I don't really know what we're going to do because obviously no one lives here. Nobody wants it. We can't keep a kitten because we've got 2 dogs and we're moving back onto the boat, so we possibly will just open the gate and see how he goes if he wants to come back. You know, this is a rental property, so people will be here. Just I know it's very, 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 very hard to know what to do for the best because he's bloody gorgeous and so friendly. The dogs around here, the stray dogs, don't seem to care about him at all, so that's good. The dogs and cats seem to get on, but it's just another cat, isn't it, to make all the other kittens pregnant and all that. You know, it's a ever revolving circle which we don't really want to interfere in. John is like, you know, he's a free spirit, and I totally agree. So so he's back now. He's fast asleep in the front. Well, they all had sausage for breakfast and some more tuna. He's fast asleep in the front room on a blanket. Now Dolly's not really that bothered anymore. He spat at them a few times and that's kept them at bay. Dolly's more scared now than she is curious. So yeah, that's the story. I'll go and get him in a second. You can have a look at him. But so yeah, we've now got a kitten. And I have had cats in the past, and they look after themselves. But yeah, anyway, that's our dilemma for the day, you know. NYX Ultimate Shadow Liner Primer. In my last haul, I said that this gets really gunky lid, and I don't know why, because I've only used it. Well, I've used it a lot. Oh, God, way too much on there. Put it on both eyes. This was double. I think it's double the size for half the price of the 3/4 of the price of the primer potion from Urban Decay. So I'm going to use this going forward. I'll get another one when I go back to the UK. So I really like that. I'm just going to put that on my eyelids. And now I had a brown liner. Now I can't blooming find it. That's not new. I haven't got a new liner. Oh, here it is. This is just the Rimmel Scandaleyes. I'll link it below. I've got this in every colour under the sun. The black one. They're amazing. If you get watery eyes, they're amazing. This one's a turn-up one, actually. The other ones aren't, but anyway. So I'm going to put this into my waterline. Just lower it, and on my lash line. So I'm touching my lashes, and I'm going to do the same in my waterline up there. And I'm going to do the same on the other eye, on the waterline, and on the lash line. Just in the waterline in here. Oh, there's a bit of leftover mascara. Lovely. That's it. Twist that back down. Now, while it's still, before it sets hard, because it does set, pull your finger down a little bit, and we're going to smudge the brown into the lash line, so it's not a harsh line. Dolly's barking at the horse now. So you can see that that's not blended, that's blended. Again, just softly pull it down. Don't start dragging your skin. This is quite a hard little brush. The Real Techniques. I think it's a smudge it brush. And then I'm just going to drag that onto the top. Right there, like that. Yeah, look how dry that is. Can you see? Not a fan of that thing at all, really. Okay, right. I've got an announcement. I have found the perfect nude palette by accident for mature hooded eyes, because it's got everything. It's a one and done. It's creamy, it's cheap, and it's actually completely blown me away. And I've never used, I had a lipstick from Catrice before, the one that when you went like that all the glitter came in it, but this is Catrice's the Pure Nude eyeshadow palette. I'm going to swatch every single one for you, but that's it there. So I'm not going to put primer on, I'm going to wing it. Okay, right, okay, so first three, actually let's do the mattes first. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Let's move that way. Okay, they're the mattes. Wiping them on the tablecloth. Right, shimmers. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, okay. I'll put them along there. 1, 2, 3, 4. They honestly feel like butter. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just going to move it around a bit so I can make sure that you can see and it's in focus. I'll take a snap of it as well on my phone so you can see. But I mean, it's absolutely gorgeous. It's perfect. It is an every single palette. There's a possibility, I've had a very, very, very watery eyes over the last 3 or 4 days, and all I've been wearing is that. There's a possibility that it's making my eyes water, which would be devastating, because I like that more than my Going Coconuts palette and the ABH Soft Glam 2 palette. So I'm comparing it to, I'm going to do, see that and that. This is my Going Coconuts. This one's more, the Going Coconuts has got more rosy pink shades in it. And then the ABH Soft Glam 2 is what I would call my Ride and Die palette. But this is it. It's the one. It's the one. It is the one. I think I paid £12 for it. I don't know where you get Catrice. I'll see if I can find it on Amazon. I might link it if I can, because you can't miss it. You literally cannot miss it. It's amazing. And I'm going to now show you how much I love it and how much I think it's great for hooded eyes. So I'm going to go in with this shade here. I haven't got any names. Obviously I'm going to go in with that one. It's darker than it looks. It's darker. It comes out darker. So I'm quite careful with it. It's a beautiful taupe colour. Absolutely. It has got some rosy colour in there somewhere. I just think it's a beautiful, beautiful colour. Again, we're going to go up higher than we want to, than we feel comfortable, with the brush at 90 degrees. Okay, same with the other side, and I'm literally one swipe and shake. Dolly's still barking at the horse. I'm just going to pick up a tiny bit more. This eye is so different to the other eye. It's very difficult to get my eyes, they're so unsymmetric, asymmetric. Help me. Okay, let's have a look at that, shall we? I always feel like that one's darker than that one. A bit more. It may be the lighting, it may be the way that my skin hits the light, I don't know. So I've covered my eyelids with that. And now I'm going in with the next shade, which is this one here. I'm going to go down one size smaller on my brush. One size smaller. Oh, I put it in the wrong one. One couple of swipes, and we're going into this area here. Just going on the outside. I'm no longer moving my brush around. And I'm going in this area only now, because I'm pulling out and pretending I've got a crease. Manufactured, personally, handmade crease. I want to get some barbecue gas today, and they don't sell it anywhere. So actually there's a barbecue down. Maybe there's a gas, there's a proper barbecue in the garden. Looks a bit minging though, so okay. Dolly! Okay, I'm just going to go back and blend very, very lightly over all the edges to make sure they're quite seamless. And then we're going to go in with the last colour. And I've got a smaller brush even still. This is the Zoeva Luxe Petite Luxe Crease brush. There you go. And we're going to go in with this shade here, the darker one. And again, we're going to go just under what we've done, shake it off, one swipe. And we're coming all the way down to the lash line, across halfway, same there, turning the brush around so we haven't got a weird edge. We're turning the brush around, lifting my eyelid to make sure all the powder goes into all the wrinkles. Same on the other side, one swipe, up halfway between my eyelid, my waterline and my eyebrow, halfway across my eye, and we're just tapping every now and again, going back to normal. There we go. I'm going to blend the edges again with a big fluffy brush, going up and down and then pulling it out sideways. There we go. So that's the top. I'm going to go in with, I've got a MAC 224. So this brush I use because it's like spade and I'm going to pick up the non-shiny one, swipe it a tiny, tiny bit, and I'm going to just under my arch there, just under my arch. Can you see how much difference that makes in lifting your eye? Same again, tap it off. Just in the arch and then all the way underneath the eyebrows to give a bit of definition. I'm going to put a tiny, tiny bit of this inside here to counteract the darkness. Same on this side. And now we can have a play with the shimmers. So I'm going to use this shimmer here with my finger. I only ever put shimmers on with my finger. And I'm going to run that from the centre nearly all the way across to the inner part of my eye. I've only got a little bit. Same on this side. Finger always does it better. So halfway across, trying to get it, making sure we blend it into all of the wrinkles, because it does, I don't care what anyone says, it does highlight the wrinkles. And then we're going to go in with the this champagne-y colour here, and I've got a pencil brush for that. This is another Zoeva Luxe pencil, and teeny tiny, and knock it off. Teeny tiny, knock it off. We can always add, we can never take away. Same on the other side. There you go. So we've got a bit of a graduation going on there, if you can see. I'm going to use my no, where is it? My Morphe fan brush. Get rid of any fallout. There actually is hardly any at all. Another plus for this palette, another plus. Now we're going to kind of replicate it a little bit underneath the eye. So I'm going to go in again with that first shade, that one. Very small amount, shake it off. All the way under. I tend to go right up to my, where the lashes start to grow on this one. Same on the other side. So we're now blending, to all intents and purposes, the eyeliner or the kajal that we put on. We're now making that even more smoky. And I'm not going to put too much on because it's the daytime, but I've got a little brush here, just like an angle brush, and I'm going to get into the darkest shade, and I'm just going to stamp it in, and I'm going to go into my lash line halfway across my eye, which creates a bit more of a dramatic look. And I'm just going to blend that in again with this little blendy brush. Any brush will do, as long as it's quite small and quite dense, because we don't want it faffed everywhere, do we? Okay, just a little bit of fallout there. That's my fault. Johnny's coming. Hello. Do you want to go and get Brian, so I can show you the people Brian? Is he sleeping? Dolly, come and say hello. Dolly, come say hello. Hey, Doodles. Come on, Doodles, up, come on up. Can you see the horsey? You've been barking. Dotty, come on up. Come on. No. Right, next. This was the controversial L'Oreal Telescopic Lift Mascara that Michaela blew TikTok up with for faking it or whatever, you know, pretending she had this on. Well, she probably did have this on, but she also put a fake lash on as well. I think the kitten's coming now.
Back down.
This is Brian. Brian, say hello. Say hello to all the people. Look. Yes, I know. Can you see he's got two different colour eyes? Look. Oh, you're so cute. Dolly, obviously. Here's Dolly. Dolly wants to eat him, but when you put them next to each other, Dolly's like, I'm not even going to look. I'm not even going to look at him. Oh. Look, and here comes Dotty. Hey, Dots. So yes, this is our... Come on, Dotty. Come and say hello. Come and say hello to the people. Come here. Come on. No, Dotty doesn't want to say hello. So he's going to stay here with me now for a little minute, I think. Good girl, Dolly. Right, okay, where were we? Yes, mascara. Yes, mascara. So yes, I like this. It's got a very, very... If you didn't see my other video, it's got a very, very... unusual bit of stuff on there. Unusual brush shape, like a flat end there. I haven't read any instructions. I don't know what's supposed to do what, but I think it's quite good. I don't straighten my lashes. Sorry, I don't curl my lashes. Dolly, stop it. Sorry. I don't curl my lashes because I always wear fake lashes, strip lashes. So I'm just going to put this on and show you what I think about it. And I'm not sure if it's the brush or the... Oh, blimey, put a big blob there. Should have wiped it off. Or the formula. But it's... I find it a nice mascara. That's one coat. You guys know that I've got no lashes at all. That's one coat. For the bottom, I turn it on its side and kind of, hopefully you can see, I've got it on its side. So it basically looks like I'm combing my lashes. And I guess essentially that is what we're doing, isn't it? We're combing them and coating them at the same time. So if it kicks off in a minute, it's because the kitten's jumped on the floor. No, it's eating the tablecloth. Let's go back in for a second. Probably not dry enough, because I think it's important for you guys to see what my look looks like and my look looks like with just mascara, because not everybody, I'm aware, wears false lashes every day. It's a habit that I'm Dolly. Playing with my makeup now. Right, okay, so that's, I guess, let's put a bit of lip gloss on, shall we? No, I can do that at the end. What else did I have that was new? Nothing else there. Nothing else there. So, let's put my lashes on now. And I'm going to go away and do my lashes. Just for the sake of inclusion, this is how big Dottie's got. Look at her. She's enormous now. Okay, so I'm going to line my lips with, this is new actually, I don't know if I've shown it to you, MAC Boldly Bare. Yeah. I'm shit at this. I always think when I've done this that'll look amazing. I don't think it's made any difference. But anyway, this is Buxom Dolly, of course. And I tend to put this right on, ridiculous, higher up. And it'll look very different in a minute. It'll look very blended. So, yeah, that's the look. That's everything, mostly stuff that I bought new before I came away. And this bloody marvellous palette. I'm going to, try and link it below for you. That lash has gone a bit high today. Anyway, so yes, let me know what you think. Let me know if you've used that before, because I'm no doubt loads of you will. I'm waiting for someone to say, you got the wrong one, Julie. But anyway, that's it. That's my get ready with me talking about stuff. Thank you very much. I will see you soon. Hopefully, I'm going to one a week at the moment because I don't want to bore you lot to tears. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.